This is the test to make sure you're working properly, webcam. Okay? Don't be a shithead this week. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Stop Hannah Time. I've left the door open. That's fine though. So I hope you all had a good weekend. As you can kind of tell, look at this blinding sunlight. Look at this. It's so warm. My feet is in the sun. My foot, not my feet. My feet are now in the sun, but before it was just one foot that was in the sun. It's really nice and warm. So I'm going to go. I've discovered a use for the beanbag. I literally just move the beanbag slightly and then I can sit with the sun on my back reading, which is so nice. So nice. Anyway, yeah, so I hope you all have had a lovely weekend. I hope the weather has been reasonably nice for you where you were. I did some more cycling. Lots of cycling. And that's probably about it really. I had a very busy weekend, what with the gadget show, and then we finished Civ and we went out, all of us, on like Saturday for the whole day as well. So this weekend was like a sort of weekend. Now please ignore the boxes that are behind me. That's the sofa bed that's going sort of here, because why not? There's a big gap, may as well put a sofa bed in it, am I right? Because it's something to put there. So, and it also means people can sleep on it if they stay over. So if, you know, Ravs or Silas or anyone comes to stay, we don't have to get a hotel for them. One of them can sleep on the sofa, the other one can sleep on the sofa bed. I just need to put it together, which I'll do at some point shortly. It's fine. I'm getting good at this shit now. I'm getting good at the old, which angle's better? Oh, this is the worst arm. There we go, there's a flipping bicep. And there's the tricep. Look at that shit. Oh my god. So moving on from that, the t-shirt. Now I said last week it would be available soon. I thought it was going to be available the weekend. It is now available at store.yogscast.com. It's the Owl Island t-shirt. If you remember, I showed you this last week. This is the cut for ladies. It's got a bit of a scoop neck and it's got some folds on the arms, but the men's one is a little more of a regular men's one. I think we're just experimenting with the women's ones because, you know, if you're like me, you kind of prefer these. Like a little bit more baggy and a little bit more character to them than the, you know, conventional t-shirt shape. So I think we're just sort of experimenting with that. I'm not sure. Either way, it's cool. I like it. It's really comfy. And it's a slightly thinner fabric, as I've said before, which actually I quite like as well. And especially for the summer, it's going to be better to wear than thick stuff. So if you would like to get one of those, then you can head over to the store. It's in the video description below, and you can check those out. So, as a result of the fancy t-shirt coming out, we're going to do a little bit of a competition. And you, or three of you, that's three, will be in with a chance of winning a signed Hannah Balloon poster, which we're going to try and get signed by everyone in the office. If you're very lucky and it gets done and someone's visiting, you might get them as well. You have to wait and see. So what you want to do, if you want to be in with a chance of winning one of these three amazing posters that we don't just give to anyone, then you need to draw, however you want to draw it, a picture of Owl Island. You don't even have to draw it. You could paint it. You could do whatever you want. Create a picture of Owl Island and then tweet it to @Lamadia and @Yogscast using the hashtag Owl Island. The winner will be announced the next Monday afterwards, or the winners, I should say, will be announced on Monday the 4th in my vlog. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, good luck to everyone. I'm sure you're going to do some amazing stuff. You usually do amazing art, so I really look forward to seeing that. Get on that immediately. There are terms and conditions in the video description below, so make sure you read those if you've got any queries. So now we've got that out of the way. Fantastic. Let's very quickly talk about the book. Now, I said I was going to do it every 2 weeks. However, I did not anticipate the gadget show, finishing Civ, and a million other things. So I've gotten halfway through the book. Okay? Halfway. I'm getting there, and it's really enjoyable. So what I'll do properly is I'll do it next week. I'll do the proper review next week. But so far, I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit of a disturbing subject because it is small children who... Like the whole thing is about the abduction of small children. That's the crime, and the repeat of it 10 years later, I think it is. So if you're into crime, you'll be fine with it. But I didn't realise this about halfway through that actually it's pretty graphic. In the meantime, if you do want to chat about books, you can always go over to the subreddit, which is in the video description, and they are talking about books as well, because they're having their own separate book thing. But you can also talk about this book thing there as well. Let's talk about content. Thank you to everyone who came to the GTA livestream last week. Sorry about the horrific connection issues we were having. They should now be fixed in time for this week's. So hopefully we're going to have more GTA. Hopefully Lewis will be with me. Duncan might be around. It all depends, because it's asking people a lot to give up their afternoon to come and do stuff with me if they're already planning to do stuff. Could be really good. Same time as usual, which is 4 PM till 6 PM on Wednesday UK time, so please do tune in for that. And that is at the link on the screen right now, and also in the video description. Everything's in the video description as well, yeah? So if it's not on the screen, it'll probably be in the video description, because yes, I am boss like that. Unless I've forgotten, in which case I'm a terrible human being. What else is on? Oh, Hat Films. Glad to see people have enjoyed the very quick return of Hat Films and The Forest. We only did 2 episodes because the game was so badly optimised. You can see why he switched to Unity 5. It's just gotten clunkier and clunkier as he's tried to put more in. We were having problems with Molotovs, weren't actually doing anything. No one could see the Molotovs. No one could set fire to things. I could see like sharks and boars and other stuff. They couldn't see anything. So I think The Forest is going to be retired for a little bit until he's caught up with the multiplayer and it's as stable as the single player is, which currently I've no idea what state it's in if he's moved to Unity 5. Could be alright, it might be in a state, I don't know. But yeah, if it gets to a point and you guys play multiplayer anyway, do let me know, and I'll consider looking at it again sometime soon. The other thing we've got going on this week, which is starting tomorrow, is Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, which is a side-scrolling 2D game. It's something that I think they're trying out. It's fun. I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot. It's an odd one to explain until you see it, so I'd probably say if you're interested, go and look at the video when it's out tomorrow. But it's pretty challenging, but quite a lot of fun. It's got really nice like Chinese cultural elements of, you know, the sort of brushwork is used in the cutscenes and things like that. And yeah, I think it looks pretty fun. So you'll have to tune in and see what you think. And if you guys do like it, do let me know in the comments and I'll do some more. I have only done about an hour so far. As I said, it's pretty challenging, but that's, I think, refreshing. It's not piss easy. And I kind of hope that you guys like it enough and it gets enough views to consider doing it as a full series, because it is fun. And it's almost a little sort of mid-year Assassin's Creed whilst we wait for Victory, which I should have more information for you guys about at E3 and some other places, so stay tuned for that. So before we start Q&A, I thought I'd show you guys something that arrived a little while back and I completely forgot to say. So this is from Sophie. You may, if you watch the Advent, remember Sophie? She sent me an art pad before. This is from December to January. So she says inside, "Dear Yogscast, I just want to thank you for showing my work on Hannah's Advent. You're very welcome. When I saw my sketchbook show up, I was so happy. Something occurred to me. I've not given much Hat Films fan art or decently drawn pictures. The last book was full of sketches. They were good sketches. So with this next book, I hope that you guys will like the more refined stuff that I have." This is the first page. No, I've looked through it. There's some good shit coming up. Much love and best wishes for the future, Sophie. So she would have sent it to us earlier, but she was currently doing her A-levels. Well, I hope the A-levels went okay. I guess you're doing, because it would have been December, so I guess some of them were mocks, but also some of them were like halfway through the year you do some exams. So I hope they all went well, and I hope that anything coursework wise or coming up, oh god, coming up soon, because I think after Easter is A-level time, isn't it? I hope that's all going well. To everyone who's doing exams, I said it I think last week or the week before, I hope it's all going fine. Stay calm. Don't forget about little manageable chunks, which is in one of the previous vlogs, and is definitely a way to get around doing revision and panicking. So go and check it out if you didn't. But yeah, let's look at some of these. Look at that. That's amazing. I love that. There's a Kim. It's a good Kim. I like that Kim. It's very Kim, isn't it? Destruction. That's her. Oh, shit. That's a nice one. That's a gnarly one. Holy balls, that's amazing. I like that. It's gnarly. I don't know what he's done to his face. But he is a bit grubby sometimes. That's what he gets. I like that. That's really nice. It's a little bit textured as well. The dots, which you can't really see, but the dots are textured paint. Nice. This is Smith. I like the dresses. You should do fashion. Are you drawing fashion? You should do it if not, because holy shit, these dresses are really cool. So this is Smith, who it reminds me a little bit of the old Oz. Very Flair, much Smith, very green. I like that. Then we've got Ross, who is a perfect ballerina in his white little dress. Oh. I like that. Again, it's got like the textured bubbles from the paint, which is really cool. I like, because I did art GCSE and experimenting with different textures is so much fun. And then the best one of them all is the Trotimus. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. It's just like, wee, it's Trot. And he's sort of got, it's like a pinky brown. The light's not brilliant in here for these, but I love it. I love those. They're really good. Thank you very much for sending those in. We definitely enjoyed them. You did ask me to send you an ask on Tumblr so that I know it's arrived. I might do that anyway, but hopefully you see this because you saw the last one. And yeah, sorry I didn't do it sooner. It's been sitting on my desk because I'm useless. And I think it turned up just as I was about to move house. And I was just like, don't give me things because I'll lose them. So it sat on my desk. And then I saw it last week and went, I must take this home for when I do the vlog. So thank you very much for that. It's beautiful. Right, let's move on to the Q&A. So what have we got this week? We've got... Jesus Christ, why is that so large? We've got a question from Calum Cameron, who says, are you a Marvel fan? And if so, what's your favourite film so far? And what are you looking forward to in the years to come? Age of Ultron is going to be great. It probably is going to be great. Who am I kidding? I do like my Marvel. I think it's hard to choose your favourite film so far. I'm looking forward to Age of Ultron. I'm interested to see what Ant-Man's going to be like. The problem is they all look really good, and you know with Marvel that they're going to put a shit ton of money into it and it's going to be really good. So I don't know. But my favourite film so far would be Winter Soldier, because lift scene, Fury car chase scene, more goddamn Romanoff. It was one of those ones that I sort of went into going, oh, I'm not sure, because I didn't like the last Captain America film as much as I like the Iron Man films. The Hulk ones are a bit like, where do we start with those? But I did like Avengers. I quite like Thor. So, maybe it'll be alright. And then I came out at the end and I was just like, that was fucking amazing. Because I love, in films, one of the things I love is choreographed fighting. I love Jackie Chan's work. Like, I'm not a complete boffin on them at all, but I do love Jackie Chan's work. Some of the stuff he's done is brilliant. I've watched Who Am I again recently. I think it's Who Am I. And so those fight scenes I look at and I'm like, oh. So, like certain people love cars. They look at another car and they go, oh, that's a good car. I sit and look at a fight scene and go, holy shit, that's amazing. So that's probably what's done it for me in Winter Soldier, was the sheer street fighting sort of stuff, whereas like Iron Man, obviously you don't get that. Hulk, Avengers, you sort of get it, but I do love Avengers though. I love that film, so I'm excited for Age of Ultron. We'll see. We'll see. So far it's Winter Soldier. Oh, but Guardians of the Galaxy as well. I went into that thinking I know nothing about I know enough about Guardians of the Galaxy, but I don't know enough to be a hardcore fan. What if I don't like it? And then it was so good. It was cheesy, but just the right level of cheesy, and it was fun. And I think it was a really good introduction to people who don't know the franchise very well. So yeah, can I say all of them? Can I say all the films I'm looking forward to and all the films were favourites? And am I a fan? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay, yes. Yes, that's just the answer, is yes to that. So this next question is from Greg Morris, who says, Hannah, what is your stance on the leaked Game of Thrones? Do you think people should watch them or not? Well, it's one of these things of it's a difficult situation, and I've got hair on my mic. I'm not going to say anything on the matter of torrenting itself. I'm not touching that with a barge pole because, Jesus Christ, it's a dodgy subject. And I don't want to be publicly going, oh, torrent, yeah, torrent, or boo torrent, whatever. I think people are going to watch them regardless. Whether people have the willpower to wait, so like I haven't watched all 4. I could, but I haven't watched all 4. And it's all about whether people have that willpower, because it's still going to get torrented. It's still the most popular torrent out there, the Game of Thrones stuff. I think that's going on 3 or 4 years now, because I remember Netflix saying, was it last year, they were trying to acquire it because it was the most popular, and they look at these popular torrent lists. And that's really kind of the problem with Game of Thrones, is that Sky Atlantic, in the UK at least, controls the distribution, which means if you don't own Sky Atlantic, you can't watch it. So of course, by doing things like that, it means it opens it up more to torrenting. And I think that is possibly the issue with this. Obviously, it shouldn't have been leaked. They're looking into it. They are nailing down who the hell's done it. But I think the important thing really is that this kind of stuff wouldn't happen. Well, it would happen, but this kind of stuff wouldn't be as big a deal if distribution was dealt with a lot better. They need to get away from this. Oh yeah, sure, Sky Atlantic, you can control the whole of the UK distribution. There should be an alternative thing for people, because especially nowadays when we know, especially you guys, don't watch TV anymore. I don't really watch TV anymore. So there needs to be that internet worldwide ability that isn't just torrenting. And I would happily pay someone, so long as it wasn't stupid prices, I'd happily pay someone a month to sort that shit for me and give me like HBO on demand. So yeah, that was a bit of a ramble on just the whole distribution bollocks, but I don't want to say people should or shouldn't watch them. It's entirely down to the individual. It firstly would put me in big legal trouble if I started saying to everyone, definitely go and torrent. But yeah, I think if you're going to do it, then please do give back in another way. And that applies to any film franchise, any TV, any YouTuber that you might sort of watch that get around certain things. So yeah, just give back. If it's something you really like as a franchise or whatever, then please do give back to them, because that's what keeps it going. So the next question is from Open Shadows, who says, fellow Criminal Minds fan here. Hello. Panda likes it as well. I think we're the two probably big Criminal Minds fans in the office. Well, in Yogs, not in the office, because Panda's not in the office, but yes. Yay! So, what interests you most about criminal psychology? And also, who's your favourite male and female character, and also favourite episode? Let's do Criminal Minds stuff first. So, easy one female is Garcia. She's quirky, she's cool, she loves IT. She's also ridiculously good at it, including that episode, which you'll know which one I mean, because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't gotten that far. The gender split's pretty good. I mean, all things considering, you only get presented with male and female in it, but the gender split's pretty decent. It's not just one female, because usually on these shows you're like, oh, there's the one female. She's been doing this for 5 years, but she's really good, which is why she's here on this crack team. No, there's like 3 or 4 women, which is quite nice, because it sort of means that there are less men for me to pick my favourite male character from. I like all of them in their own special way. It's a tricky one, but I'd probably say Hotch. But it's very difficult to pick. really definitely is. Favourite episode would probably be one of the ones, the Garcia ones that I said, or probably some of the episode, like the series finales where you've got a big thing. I think the Hotch storyline, where he's chasing that specific guy for a very long time. I did like a lot of those. I thought that some of them were really tightly written. The Tim Curry episodes as well. It was just... I liked them just because it was like, Tim Curry, why the fuck are you here? And why are you playing the most disgustingly greasy, sweaty man I've ever seen? In terms of what intrigues me about criminal psychology, it's a really difficult one to sort of put my finger on. My parents started watching on BBC a lot of shows like Waking the Dead and Silent Witness, Spooks a little bit as well, although not as much because that's more spy stuff. So if you don't know what those are, Silent Witness and Waking the Dead are forensic psychology crime shows, or mainly that. Silent Witness is more about looking at it from a pathology sort of point, so like morticians and stuff, but there's still elements of like, we've got to work out the profiling of the criminal so we can catch him before he does it again or whatever. And then Waking the Dead was about I think mostly like closed cases or obscure cases that are a bit odd and things like that. And so they had a team psychologist for that, and that sort of just got me hooked into this, like, why do criminals do things? Is there a way of predicting behaviour? Is there a way of profiling? There clearly is a way of profiling because profilers exist, and that's what got me into that. When I discovered Criminal Minds, it was a fantastic one because after Waking the Dead and Silent Witness, there was things like Luther, but there was sort of this little sort of bump of like, well, there's loads of cop shows and there's loads of crime shows, but there aren't really any that deal with like serial killers or profiling or finding people using clues. I mean, there's things like Numbers as well, which is like, oh, everything's a pattern. But that's more about everything's a pattern than going, well, this guy is an arsonist, therefore he is probably going to be this, he's going to be this. He's probably, because he's a serial killer and he's in America, going to be a middle-aged white man, because that's most serial killers in the US, and sort of go from there. And that really, really interests me. And there are some other cop shows out there, and I know there's like CSI. I did enjoy CSI, but again, that's a bit more crime scene than criminal. So yeah, we'll have to see. But thank you very much for your question. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do like, favourite, comment if you have enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave your questions below as well. We had a few this time, but try and make them again. They've sort of gone back into the stereotypical stuff. Try and ask some nice, interesting questions, and then you'll have a bigger chance of getting your question picked and answered. Don't forget as well, the competition that's going on closes next Monday at midnight. So get your entries in as soon as possible, and I'm looking forward to picking so many of those. It's going to be great. I'm really excited to see what you guys do for that. And what else? Live stream as well. Live stream. I'll see you guys 4 PM on Wednesday, UK time. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.